Hey guys, this is Ruble Chandy, the #1 international best-selling author of 90 Days to Life and the creator of Accelerator Business Seminars. Is fear deciding what you're going to do in business? It's a really important topic right now. Why? Because if fear is going to decide what you're going to do in business, then it's going to decide for you. You are not going to be in play. If you don't understand this idea of if fear is deciding for you in your business, then what happens is, like I said, it's going to decide what you're going to do. The marketing decisions, the sales decisions, the innovation, the product creation, the customer care, it's all going to be based on fear. But if you understand this clearly, then you have a path forward post COVID-19. You are carving a path forward that could take your business to the next level. So let me get into this. Imagine your business or your life as a painting that is half complete. So imagine this half complete painting that's so beautiful, but it's only half complete. Are you going to paint the same thing that you painted for the last 10 years? Is your painting going to have the same color, same shades, same everything from the last 10 years? Or are you going to paint a new destiny on the right side of this painting? Imagine the left side is fully painted. The right side is yet to be painted. So if you don't become the owner of this painting, if you don't become the artist of this painting, if you don't become the creator of this painting, then fear is going to do it for you. Your social pressure is going to do it for you. Somebody else is going to do it for you. That's what we're talking about here. So now, my goal is not to fight fear, because the more you fight fear, what happens is the more it's going to resist. The more you fight, more it's going to resist. It actually gets more powerful the more you fight. So how do you handle fear? You negotiate with fear. You dance with fear. So how do you dance with fear? And I'm going to make it simple for you, the way we do it and the way we help people who come to Accelerator program and my private clients. This is how we do it. It's very simple. Imagine this is fear. Like imagine fear is on your right hand. And what is the goal of this fear? The goal of fear is to protect you. Is that true? It's to protect you. It's trying to say, oh, what if you fail? What if you're rejected? What if you screw up? Like, we are trying new technology here that can stream to, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 locations. And probably last time when we did this, some people could not even come in and listen to this on YouTube. And they were, Facebook or somewhere, right? So, but there is no need to be afraid of it, right? So fear is telling you, you're going to screw up and it's going to be really bad for you. But there is this other side of you. Let's call her courage. Courage is telling you, you know what? Screw up big time. It's okay. It's fine. You could fail forward. You could just fail forward. It's okay to fail forward. Or it's okay to learn from your mistake. As long as you make mistake and learn from it, it's fine. It doesn't have to be failure. So now the fear is telling you, imagine that you want to invest in something, like invest in infrastructure right now. And at this point, everything is in lockdown. Maybe this is not the right time actually for investing in infrastructure. So your fear is telling you, oh, no. You should invest in infrastructure right now. Why? Because everything is closed and real estate, commercial real estate is going down. So you don't need to invest in that right now. And then your courage says, no, let's go ahead and do it. And then you tell courage, shut up. I don't want to do this right now, because that's an intelligent thing to do. But you are deciding. Fear is not deciding for you. Courage is not deciding for you. You are deciding for both of them. So imagine a director board, and this will put the whole thing into context. Imagine there is a director board, and you are the chairman of the director board, as in you, the person, the CEO of this company. Okay, so you are the director board of this, the chairman of this director board, and courage is one of the director board members, right? And fear is another director board members, right? One of the members. So what we do is we talk to them, but who makes the final decision? It's you, right? So now you're playing with fear. You are actually using the fear on your advantage rather than fear using you to her own advantage. Make sense? And that's the negotiation that we are talking about. And if you have a question about any of this, we did a YouTube video on this topic too. If you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch that. And if you have a question on, hi Jahid, and hi everybody else, thank you for all your comments here. And if you have a specific question, because you are watching from different locations, if you have a question, whether it is YouTube or Facebook or wherever you are watching from, if you have a question, feel free to ask me. I'll be happy to answer that. But we have been talking about playing with fear and being intelligent and becoming the director board, chairman of the director board, when fear, the courage and fear becomes two members in the director board. But you are the ultimate decision maker, right? So always, like whenever you want to do something in business life, fear is always saying, oh, no, that's not going to work out. But rather than shutting off fear and say, you know what, that's too much negative, it's being real. Like it's telling you should be intelligent about it, right? It is asking you, if you are saying one day, let's say wherever you are, whichever country you are from, imagine there is a highway, and then you are walking to cross this highway when then so many cars are coming. And if you are crossing, and if your fear is not telling you to stop, and if you're crossing, you might be dead. That's why creator has installed this thing called amygdala, which is a part of your brain, so that you could actually be intelligent about things. Like amygdala processes the thing and say, oh, this is danger, okay, I shouldn't walk into this. Like imagine an old world. Like there is a lot of it's a belief that actually a lot of scientists agree that humans, or the species that we are, developed amygdala, which is the part of the brain that talks about fear, that controls fear. Hey, Jahid from Bangladesh. Oh, thank you for tuning in from different parts of the world, guys. So I appreciate that. There are people from India, US, Canada, and Bangladesh. Thank you. And many more other countries. Thank you so much for tuning in. So what I was saying was, the amygdala, there is a small part of your brain which is almost as the size of an almond. Okay, this tiny particular part of the brain controls fear. In significant part of the fear is in that area. Like when something happened, you see a snake, it's the amygdala that triggers and say, oh, okay, I should run away, right? You see a stick, sometimes you feel that. Immediately you see a stick, your amygdala is checking to see, oh, is it a snake? And then immediately you realize that it's not a snake, and then you walk by, right? That's how it works. And your other part of the brain gets to know about these things later. So amygdala process these things faster. So imagine a world without amygdala. Around 200,000 years ago, this species, like whatever we call at the time, we didn't have amygdala. So think about that time. Like we didn't have amygdala. So let's say two people are walking by. All of a sudden, they see this bush moving, and they're like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Let me go ahead and check it out. And then they went and checked this bush, and they moved the bush, and it was a tiger. And tiger ate one of the guys. The other guy escaped, narrow escape, right? So think about it. So they saw something, bush, something curious, something that created curiosity in them. They went there. They opened it, and all of a sudden it's a tiger attacking them. And now let's talk about the other guy, the second guy. Second guy, probably climbed a tree or something, assuming there was a tree there. And then 3 days later, he sees another bush moving. What does he do? He just, oh, I'm really curious about like what is going on here. And he goes again and being like, moves the bush and like go into the bush and see what is going on there. And then the tiger eats him too. Do you understand how it worked at the time? So humans developed something called amygdala in its evolution. So what happened is that we could protect ourselves. So somebody else had an experience, a terrible experience, like your friend was eaten by a tiger, and now you could learn from it. What an idea. Yeah. So you could learn from it, and what you could do is you could use that to make your decisions for the future. That's what amygdala is for. So see, if you look at it, this whole thing was installed in your body, in your brain, to support you, to protect you. We might as well use it that way. Make sense? So that's how fear play into our lives. Again, if you have any questions about the science of it, so I hear people were asking about the science behind fear. This is the basic, simple science behind fear. And another question that came up was why do we get fearful when we are at work? So let me clarify this question for you. This is a very intelligent question. Why are we fearful at work? And most of you are thinking in your business or whatever, you don't feel fearful anymore, because we tried to say the fancy word for fear in business is stress. If you say, like, if a CEO shows up in front of you, and if you are a CEO of a company listening to this, and if you tell your employees, I'm scared, I'm fearful, all of a sudden everybody will quit their job and leave. So we use fancy word of stress to discuss fear. So that's how we do it, right? So stress is another word that we use for fear. So how do you manage, or why do you feel stress and fear in your business? Because we are wired, let me rephrase this, we are conditioned to be fearful to uncertainty. Why? For example, the bush is moving, uncertain, like we don't know what is behind the bush. Just like the example, you don't want to be killed by this tiger. So in order to avoid us being eaten by this tiger, our brain says, you know what, let's not go there. Right? So uncertain thing is scary for us. Fear of uncertainty. And that's what is happening right now in the world too. Like, what is going to happen? Like, there is COVID-19. There are issues with health and economy, and so many issues. So what are we going to do? It's completely uncertain. Right? So we built, as a species, we built a fear of uncertainty. We cannot handle uncertainty, or we are conditioned to not handle uncertainty, so that we can protect ourselves. Right? That is what is happening in business. So in business, what happens is there are ups and downs. You start making money, and you're losing money. You have COVID-19, you have economic challenge. Then what happens is, when it goes up and down, we have stress. Why? We are forced to take up uncertainty, right? So business is not for the timid, it's for the courageous, right? So if you're timid, you need to figure out a way to be courageous in order for you to continue doing business. So that's my answer for that. So when you have stress in your business, when you have fear in your business, what you do is figure out a way to be resourceful. Right. So my metaphor is, the best metaphor is water, right? Water is like, or a river water in a river, right? The water is flowing like smooth and everything. And all of a sudden, water sees a rock like in front of it. The water is not going to be like, why is this rock in front of me? Why is it obstructing my way? Like, probably my parents, it's my parents, it's my childhood. I'm creating this experience is horrible. That's not what water says. Water will be like, goes up and adapt and go forward. And there are so many videos that we did on YouTube on super adapting, and there will be more videos that we are doing on YouTube and Facebook Live on many of these topics similar to this. And there are so many people who watch, like thousands and thousands, or 20 to 25,000 or 30,000 people or more have watched some of our videos. You can check them out. And you can check them out, and if that inspire you, take action, take your business to the next level. But the bottom line is, have inner certainty inside of you. No matter what happens, if you are able to focus on your price and continue working on it and be intelligent about it, listen to fear, listen to courage, and you take the decision, you always will find a way forward. And that's my message for you. Again, I'm Ruble Chandy, the #1 international best-selling author of 90 Days to Life and the creator of Accelerator Business Seminars. If you have any more questions, put that in the comment. I would do my best to answer in one of my next Facebook Lives. If not, I'll talk to you soon. Have an amazing day.